Welcome back to Fast RC Buddy. My name is Ryan. Traxxas just announced the Mini XRT, and there's 6 key features that we need to talk about, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, so it's just a couple days ago that I put out a video showing the leaked photos of this very vehicle, and Traxxas didn't waste any time getting it released and out into the public. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, so first up we're going to talk about the motor and ESC. So as we can see, this now comes with the VXL system, which is 3S capable. So this is actually a very similar system that you'd find in a normal 10 scale, such as like the Slash, Stampede, and the Rustler. And so especially on a smaller package, this being a 16 scale vehicle, this thing is going to have tons of power for the size that this thing is. And some of the videos we've been seeing already, it looks like this thing actually can do 60 plus miles an hour on 3S, which is crazy for that size of vehicle. But like I said, very first thing that's been upgraded compared to the Maxx Mini is this is now a 3S VXL system. All right, and the second major upgrade is this is how it has a TQI radio system with the stability management control. And especially for this small vehicle packing all that power with the VXL system, you're definitely going to need some stability management to keep this thing on the road and keep it going straight. And so that's the next major upgrade compared to the Maxx Mini, the TQI system. Now on to the third thing. All right, and the third upgrade in the electronic section of this vehicle is this actually does come with an upgraded servo. So compared to the Maxx Mini, this thing actually has a Metal Gear servo now, and from the looks of it, it looks to be a 10 scale size servo or a standard size servo, which is definitely good and I think bodes well for reliability with this vehicle. So definitely nice to see they actually didn't cheap out on the servo and you get something pretty decent. All right, on to the fourth feature. And the fourth key feature we need to talk about is in the drivetrain, and that is the center differential that this vehicle now comes equipped with. And that is definitely an upgrade over the Traxxas Maxx Mini, and mainly because you're going to pack that much power from the VXL system, especially at 3S, you're going to want to have a center differential that helps take some of the stress off of your drivetrain system. So hopefully, even though the front and rear differentials are still the same as the Maxx Mini, hopefully having that center differential will relieve some of the stress and hopefully not blow up our differentials like I've seen with the Maxx Mini. So that's the fourth upgrade. Let's talk about the fifth. All right, and the fifth key feature we need to talk about is the upgraded chassis. So this is the same type of chassis you'd find on the Maxx Mini, except it's been reinforced in the front. So hopefully these things won't be snapping in half anymore. And so let's talk about the sixth feature. All right, and the sixth and final feature we need to talk about is the A-arms, and in particular, the Widemaxx system that is put on this vehicle. So, or Mini Widemaxx system, I guess whatever you want to call it. Long story short, it comes with longer arms on all 4 corners, giving it a wider stance and helping with stability when handling. And the cool part about this is if you already have a Maxx Mini or if you're planning to get a Maxx Mini, these arms are going to be interchangeable and you actually be able to put those on your Maxx Mini. So if you want to kind of have like a hybrid between the XTR and the Maxx Mini, you actually can do that. And the parts are interchangeable, which is pretty nice to see. But just keep in mind, these are wider arms and it's got a wider offset or wider wheel width, to say. But that's 6 final features. Get the final thoughts. All right, on to the final thoughts. So not too much to say. I think this is a very interesting release. You saw, I kind of put some of my thoughts out there with the leaked video. It's cool to see new vehicles come into the ecosystem, and you'll never hear me say a new RC release is not a good thing. I think it's a great thing. I think it's nice to see them take that Mini Maxx platform and expand upon it, improve upon it, make iterative upgrades to it, such as like the extra webbing in the front of the chassis so it doesn't snap in half. Adding a center drive or center differential is definitely a good upgrade for reliability. So overall, I think it's a really nice upgrade and it's a nice thing to see, you know, Traxxas put out. The price, a little bit steep for me. It's coming in at $369.99, which I know on my last video about the rumors on this vehicle, I thought it would come in around $350. So just like I said, I usually come in kind of low on these things. But $369, you know, comes with a battery and a charger, which, you know, if you don't have that already is nice, but if you already have battery and charger setups, that might be kind of annoying. But long story short, I think it's a good thing. I think it's overall a good release, and I'm definitely excited to see people get these things in their hands and see what they can do with them. So that's all I got about this vehicle. Let's go ahead and call it quits for today, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of RC Weekly. Take care, guys.